As a recruiter, how in the world do you find companies and make them into clients? Where are they? Is there enough? Absolutely. Watch this video and I'll show you exactly where you can find them. Hey, welcome to the Millionaire Recruiter. I'm Brianna Rooney, your Millionaire Recruiter. And if you haven't yet seen this channel before, it is all about making you the next millionaire recruiter. So make sure you check this out every Thursday at noon. That is where I put out some new topics and just have a lot of fun. So paying it forward here. All right, so today I'm going to talk about one of actually the biggest questions I get asked a lot. And it's, where do you find the companies that you can then try to make into clients? This is really interesting to me because I've been in this industry for so long, and so I know that there are thousands and thousands of companies that need us recruiters. We are in high demand. That is why it's important we make this industry really solid and why I put out my training materials. So don't forget to check that out on themillionairerecruiter.com. It's a 6-week boot camp course that really smacks you into being the best recruiter you can and being that millionaire recruiter. We have 2 spots. One that if you're just starting, you've never been a recruiter, and then we have the accelerated course that if you've been a recruiter, take that, because there's a lot of tweaks that you can do to make sure you become that millionaire recruiter. So how do you even do that? You need to know where to find companies. Now, I have a couple of my personal favorites, but I just want to talk really quick on, you need to make sure you have focus. So I'm going to just assume in this particular video that you have the focus, you know what industry you're going to do, and you know what jobs you're going to fill. Basically, you know what kind of candidates that you're going to be looking for. Because I feel like if I got into how to do that, that would be just 2 separate videos and it might be a little difficult. So I'm going to assume that you know exactly what types of roles you're going to fill. So for me, I fill software engineering roles of all sorts. It depends on what kind of languages, and it doesn't matter about company size. I would just say it's really about languages on what people use, but it is software engineers of all types of levels. So let's just use this one for example, and you can try it yourself with the Boolean search that, put in little bunnies, software engineers. Okay, that's just how I'm going to start that one out, because I know those are the roles I fill. I also know that the roles I fill are located in the Bay Area. San Jose up to San Francisco is my personal sweet spot. So let's just assume you know what your sweet spot is. Now, LinkedIn, again, you hear me talking about LinkedIn so much, you would think that they're paying me, but they're not. I have to pay them, unfortunately. But it's really the biggest tool as a recruiter, especially being a tech recruiter. And actually, I think that nearly almost any industry, LinkedIn is such a powerful tool. It just happened to be built originally for engineering. So so I use LinkedIn a lot. You're going to go to jobs, look under jobs on LinkedIn, put in software engineer. Again, I'm just assuming whatever you're searching for, and put in the location. Oof. All of these companies that have posted their job means they are hiring for that particular job. Win, right? Now, if I were you, I would have an even better focus, and I would know, for example, what language I want, whether it's Ruby or Python or whatever. I would get a little nitty gritty and probably add that into my little bunnies. But for this, let's just say we're not doing that, okay? So you're going through, and now here's the thing that you do have to be careful of, is that of course recruiters do post jobs as well, right? We don't want to work with recruiters, we want to work with those companies. So try to be very careful that you are not reaching out to actual recruiting companies. A biggie. I can't tell you how many, in my opinion, there's spams come through my inbox from recruiting companies trying to work and fill my jobs. That doesn't make sense. So don't be the sloppy recruiter, be that millionaire recruiter, okay? That's just a little tidbit. Now, back to that. So you're gonna go through fairly quickly and grab some companies. Now, this is where people get stuck. Now, even though I'm not telling you how to get into these companies and make them your clients, it's very important that you get this part right because it's very time consuming if you do it wrong. So as you're looking for clients, you want to just pop up their website really quickly just to sniff out that they're not recruiters, okay? At this point, it does not matter what they do. That should not matter to you. The fact of the matter is that they need to fill roles. Don't go based off of what you think is cool because that does not matter, okay? I've made that mistake before. So you want to have, in my opinion, an Excel spreadsheet out because what you want to do, like I said, this is very time consuming, is you want to make your hit list. So you want to have hundreds, in theory, companies that you are going to be trying to make your clients. Because guess what? Do you think sending one email to a company it's going to be your client? Nope. 5? Probably not. 20? Hope so, right? Hope you at least get one response. So there is definitely a science as to how many companies you have to reach out to in order to just land one. And then even when you land one and they get back, is that company worthy, yes, worthy, to become your client? The reason why I say that, you're gonna have to watch a different video in the past, a few weeks back, quite a few, maybe a couple months back, that I made is how do you know if you're going to make money off of a certain client? It's very, very, very important. So there's a lot of moving parts here, I hope you're realizing. So this is just about finding them. So once you find them, you're gonna put them there. Lots of times what's cool about LinkedIn is the posting will show who that hiring manager is. Now don't be scared off by it, it's a recruiter. In this day and age, I'm feeling old. No, right now it's very, very normal for companies to have internal recruiters. That does not mean that you guys are working against each other. That was a few years ago when we didn't know where we fit into the world, internal versus external, but now we work very well together and it's very important. And a lot of internal recruiters, you would think that recruiters are also recruiting for that company. That's not always the case. Companies get so many resumes, so many unqualified resumes, that it's almost impossible between scheduling and finding and sifting through the current resumes they're getting with the direct traffic to also recruit themselves. This is where us, or soon to be you, as an external recruiter, possibly, most likely working on contingency, comes into play. And this is why we're so very powerful and a partner with that internal recruiter. So don't be afraid that that's who you reach out to. So you want to put the company name. I like to personally put the URL, so it's just very quickly to just go back and be like, look at their career page. I would do their career page, by the way, not just their website. I would just take a couple seconds to get their career page so you know very easily what they're looking for. And then I would put a contact. We're not going to go into how to find their emails and all that stuff. Just put the contact. That's another video. So put the contact, and if you want, have the link of what the job post was. But those do expire, so that's not always great. Just maybe make a couple notes. Looking for Rails engineer, looking for Python engineer, whatever. Again, that's your own personalized search. You just want to do whatever it is so you will remember and not always have to go back to that career page and waste time. This is all about being efficient. To be the millionaire recruiter, the next millionaire recruiter, you have to be efficient because guess what? There's just not enough time in this universe to do everything, snail status here. There's too many moving parts. Being a recruiter, you have to move very, very quickly for a couple reasons. One, what is it? Time is money, money is time. Okay, yeah, of course that. But it's because, people's job search can accelerate very, very, very quickly. And so that time should not be wasted. Companies want to hire as quickly as they can, right? They need as many bodies as they can. They want a big pipeline. So everything moves very fast. And again, people are unpredictable. So it's just better to move as efficient as possible in anything you do, but especially in the recruiting industry. It's very, very, very important. You can get caught and get lost into a lot of what I call busy work, and that's not actually the work that's going to make you the most money possible. So this is why it's important. All right, so LinkedIn, one way to do it, go on their jobs. Another great tool that I like is Indeed.com. You want to you want to check that out and really do it the same exact way you do LinkedIn. Same with any other job board. You know, back in the day, I used to get a lot of companies off Craigslist. Is that still a thing? Maybe. Here's the thing. You want to just go to what is the easiest, fastest route, and that's got to be postings. If a company is posting, they're actively trying to hire. They're spending money on those job postings, which means they're praying that they can save some money and find a gem. That doesn't happen. That's why we have jobs, right? That's why recruiters are so important, because it's very rare, but they're trying to say, come on, please, we need somebody, we need somebody. So those are easy wins. Now, more out of the box creative things is going to be based on what your actual industry is. So my industry is tech, like I keep saying, love it. And so I also do the Bay. So I subscribe to the Bay Area Tech Wire. And by the way, all this will be in the comments below, so you can just fully just easily check on these websites and just sign up. I get a newsletter every day, or every workday I should say, from the Bay Area Tech, and that is basically telling me who is getting funding, who has money, who has new money, who's getting promoted. It's just like the talk of the town basically in tech, because guess what? If they got funding, what do you think that's for? Or at least a significant amount, it's to hire, most likely. So that's very, very, very crucial, and that's a nice hit. Hey, congratulations, you just got funding. Good, cool. So that's a good idea. Crunchbase is another excellent source to find companies and make them into clients. You could be on there forever. I love that one. Angel List is another great one. Again, you can have these sites send you things. So it's not lazy, it's efficient, right? Great. So, yeah, but it's the same way that you're finding things. What I find to be really interesting sometimes is to go back. Let's say, well, LinkedIn doesn't really do it, maybe like Indeed, because they scrape different job boards. So you can go back in time to see what companies were hiring, or maybe go on the Bay Area Tech and say 6 months back and say, hey, who got money 6 months ago? Because just because they're not in the news now and they're not posting now doesn't actually mean that they're not hiring, and it could be a really cool, gem that you find that other recruiters, maybe not millionaire recruiters, didn't quite think of. So every company, I don't want to say every company, but I would say the majority of companies are hiring and building and growing, and they're having a hard time doing it. Ding, 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 recruiter time. So that is the way that I find companies and hopefully turn them into clients, which again is another video, and it's a lot of information, and there's a lot of moving parts, so we'll talk about that in a whole other time. But I hope you at least enjoyed this and make your hit list, make this easy for you. Real quick on a stat, what I tell my employees is that if you want to start getting into companies, you better hit up at least 20 companies a week. At least. And this is like multiple times, follow-ups, different people in the company, okay? So that's just a little sneak peek into that. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I would love for you to like and subscribe and tell me, how do you find companies? What makes it easy for you? Are they endless? Do you have trouble with it? I would love to help you out if you tell me you have trouble finding companies, because I gotta tell you, I think it's just endless out there. That's why I feel like no recruiter is a competitor of techies, of us, because I don't think there are. I think the only competitors are, like the big companies like Google, for example, that I'm losing people to. Google, by the way, I'm a great recruiter if you want to work with me. All right, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you every Thursday at noon, and do not forget, money is just the vessel that gets you to enjoy all the wonderful things that you want to do with your life. So enjoy them and go make some awesome money and change some lives in the process. See you next week.